The attorney for a former constable accused of running a prostitution ring says his side of the story is the one the public needs to hear.
I'm Amber Philpott. Coming up, the story of a Versailles woman who is celebrating life after cancer on this Oaks Day.
A southern Kentucky cemetery with a lot of stories and history is in need of a lot of money for its upkeep.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. On this Friday, a former Central Kentucky constable charged with running a prostitution ring appeared in court for the first time today.
Thomas Bonta is accused of running the operation out of his home and office in Franklin County. Now his attorney says he wants some of the evidence against his client sealed. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is in Frankfort with the latest on the case in our top story at 5:30.
Thomas Bonta appeared in front of a Franklin County judge Friday. His attorney, Guthrie True, entered a not guilty plea for him. He wants some evidence in his client's case sealed.
And we don't think it's appropriate for that kind of information to be displayed in the public record right now.
The former constable is accused of running a prostitution ring out of his home and office.
There's a lot of politics that appears to me to be going on here. Tom's son was a candidate for sheriff against the sitting sheriff in a very aggressive primary. He lost a very narrow primary, and shortly after the election is over, this investigation began.
The Commonwealth told us this case is in no way politically motivated. They say that victims came to their office and told them what happened.
These sort of allegations, the victimization of these women, is not something that can be simply swept under the rug. So if we want to throw insult to this was politically motivated, tell that to these women.
Assisting Commonwealth Attorney Zachary Becker won't say how many victims this case involves.
I'll let the evidence in this case speak for itself.
We expect the judge to rule on a motion to seal discovery in this case next week. In Frankfort, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
The second person indicted in this investigation was a former employee of Bonta's, Hendra Valentine. Valentine also pleaded not guilty in court. He faces charges of kidnapping and impersonating an officer.
State police are questioning a woman in connection to a double homicide in eastern Kentucky. The bodies of a man and woman were found inside a home in Owsley County on Wilson Lane, not far from Boonville. State police say they're questioning Lynette McQuinn as a person of interest. Police have yet to release the names of the victims, but we are told they do know McQuinn. We'll have the very latest on this investigation coming up shortly on WKYT News at 6. Lexington police searching for a man who robbed a business in the middle of the day. Police say a man walked into Sally Beauty Supply on Sir Barton Way in Hamburg and implied he had a weapon. He took money and then took off through the shopping center to a getaway car. There was one customer in the store along with the clerk. No one was hurt.
The case against a man accused of killing a teenager in a crash in Scott County is moving forward. Police say Mohammed Abdullah was driving recklessly when he crashed into a car on Interstate 64 last May. A passenger in that car, 13-year-old Emily Sams, was killed in the crash. This morning, Abdullah's attorneys asked for more time to prepare for the trial. The Commonwealth's attorney says an expert is examining Abdullah's GPS to see if he was speeding at the time of the crash. The report is expected to be ready next month.
All we can say right now is that discovery is pending. There's still some outstanding discovery in the case. And we believe my client is innocent of the charges.
Abdullah is charged with manslaughter and assault. His next hearing is scheduled for June 1st.
The weather has cleared up and we have plenty of sunshine for the Kentucky Oaks Day here in the Bluegrass, but what can we expect for tomorrow's Kentucky Derby? Many people thinking about that. Let's check in now with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey.
Yeah, guys, potential is there tomorrow for at least a stray thunderstorm into the afternoon. Better chance as we get deeper into the day. Right now, it's all eyes on a gorgeous Friday evening with temperatures that are kicking off the Derby weekend into the upper 60s to around 70. 70 Frankfort. Notice eastern Kentucky noticeably cooler where we've had some clouds and a shower or two. 72 over at Churchill Downs right now in Louisville. Current temperatures are 16 degrees warmer than at this same point yesterday into Lexington and Mount Sterling. 17 degrees warmer for the good folks into Franklin County. A light shower or two still into far eastern Kentucky. Low pressure center getting on out of our hair, but we're looking to the west and northwest. It's a warm up that is coming at us from the northwest. That's right, a warm up that is coming from the northwest. That high is going to sink toward the south, allowing the warm air to take hold tomorrow, but that cold front that is behind that is going to make up a lot of real estate in a short amount of time, giving us a threat for some storms late in the day tomorrow. Evening ahead of us, low 50s will show up by 11 o'clock under a partly cloudy sky throughout the entire region. So the weather headlines for the weekend: the warmer air moves in. Storms, though, will begin to try to crash our Derby party late tomorrow and especially into tomorrow evening. We'll track that and how that is a sign of things to come. An overall stormy look at a 7-day forecast in a few.
Thank you, Chris. And while most of the crowd at today's Kentucky Oaks are there for the races, another group is drawing crowds for the 8th annual Survivors Parade for breast and ovarian cancer.
Amber Philpott is at Churchill Downs to share the story of one woman taking part in this year's event.
Hello to you again from Churchill Downs. As we approach the running of the Kentucky Oaks, something very special is getting ready to happen out there on the track. It is the 8th annual Survivors Parade for breast and ovarian cancer survivors. And tonight, a Versailles woman is proudly walking thanks to a special team of co-workers. As a neonatal pediatric flight nurse at Kentucky Children's Hospital, Kelly Turner is part of a close-knit team who works to save some of the youngest patients.
The best part about my job is being able to go out and feel like I'm making a difference.
Kelly has been a nurse at UK for 20 years. Her co-workers say it was what she was meant to do.
She's so kind and caring with the children and obviously very knowledgeable.
Over the years, Kelly has formed a special bond with her fellow nurses.
These ladies, although they're my co-workers, they're more like my sisters and my best friends.
This past year, Kelly's sisterhood of nurses helped her through a time where the nurse became the patient.
And I was actually in the ambulance when I found out that I had cancer.
In 2015, at 40, Kelly went for her first mammogram. The wife and mother of 4 was stunned to learn she had breast cancer.
I chose to have a double mastectomy, mainly for preventative reasons, even though I only had breast cancer in one breast.
A year later, Kelly's nursing family wanted to honor her fight. They nominated her to take part in the annual Kentucky Oaks Survivors Parade.
Kelly is the one person that probably does 110% for her family, for her patients.
I think she's just been so strong. I just admire her so much and her strength through all of this. Kelly has endured a lot in her life, and she's just been such a trooper through every bit of it.
As a nurse who works to save others, Kelly Turner is thankful a routine screening saved her own. On Oaks Day, she will proudly walk among 142 survivors, all winning their own races with cancer.
I've never been one to really be in the spotlight, but I really felt like it would be a great opportunity for me to get out and to celebrate the victories that I've been through.
Well, Kelly didn't have to undergo chemo. She is on a drug regimen for the next 5 years. She was actually reluctant to do this story with me because she says she just doesn't feel like she endured as much as other women have, but she is thankful to be able to use today to spread the message of early detection, which is what saved her life. From Churchill Downs, I'm Amber Philpott. Back to you.
Thank you, Amber. This morning, some Lexington preschoolers got into the Derby spirit. Students at Christ the King School made their own horses and dressed up as jockeys, while others put on festive hats and put on a parade for the rest of the school.
Very, very cute. A southern Kentucky cemetery in need of some help. Years of low interest rates are depleting a trust fund helping to pay for maintenance and upkeep at the Highland Cemetery, an historical burial ground in Whitley County that dates all the way back to the Civil War. Now cemetery officials have established the Friends of Highland Cemetery to bring in some money. WKYT's Phil Pendleton has more on a story that's new at 5:30.
Cemeteries hold all kinds of stories of those no longer with us. Some markers are big, others small. Some are new, others so old you can't even see who's buried there. Some people live long lives, others die nearly as soon as they were born. All of them help to tell the history of the time they lived and passed away.
Julia Markham, and she's famous because she was the only woman to receive a pension from the Civil War.
Barry Arnett fears what could happen to these solemn grounds, all because interest rates are remaining historically low.
Our operating fund and our perpetual care fund generates about $12,000 a year of income. So we wind up short about $8,000 every year.
Arnett says the problems here in Williamsburg are not unique. He says he bets there is a cemetery in your hometown that is in the exact same financial shape. Highland Cemetery needs about $20,000 a year for upkeep.
But we'd like to take precautions now to make sure we never have a problem and we truly have a perpetual care fund.
And to always have these hollow grounds.
There are over 300 veterans here from every war from the Civil War on.
To assure new stories for future generations. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
And one idea they are considering is a tour of the cemetery that would include historical information on the famous people buried there.
We need you to help us keep track of Kentucky's wild weather. Find out how you can become a WKYT weather watcher in 6 minutes.
I'm Bill Bryant. Kentucky Republican leaders get ready for their national convention while Democrat Hillary Clinton schedules a return trip to the Bluegrass. The bottom line is ahead.
Right now, at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. During the spring clearance event, new 2015 Jeep Renegade Sports, just $189 a month. Visit BigMSuperstore.com.
Everyone wants to be energy smart, but sometimes we need a little reminder. With Simple Saver, you save energy and the environment, and you earn energy bill credits. So take the hint. Just call or sign up online, and we'll do all the work. Simple Saver, because being energy smart pays. Licking Valley RECC and South Kentucky RECC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperatives.
If I could build a friend, I'd fill her with qualities on which I can depend, like patience, understanding. She's there when I need her. My best friend yet.
Show Mom you care with a gift from Kroger.
Treat Mom to a dozen private selection roses for just $10. And first of the season sweet red cherries are $3.99 a pound. Happy Mother's Day from Kroger.
Someone else can get them dressed. Someone else can push the swing. Someone else can fix their lunch. Someone else can tuck them in. But they don't want someone else. They want you. Get checked for breast and cervical cancer. For information on free screenings, call 1-844-249-0708.
Don?
Ned?
Trump?
Cruz?
Congress?
Mike Pape. You?
Yeah, Mike Pape. Unlike James Comer, who refuses to repeal Obamacare, Mike Pape will repeal Obamacare.
And unlike Comer, who's for Obama's amnesty, Mike Pape is against amnesty and will build the wall.
Mike Pape is a trusted conservative.
He'll make America great again.
I'm Mike Pape, and I approve this message.
Are you tired of juggling your finances and can't afford those remodeling projects? Ceramic tiles starting at 59 cents a square foot. Come on down to Surplus Sales for some great deals.
Growing up in a small town was really a struggle in some aspects. Mission of Hope has been a lot in my life. They've been the one thing that I know that I can count on. So get out there, do good things, and good things will come to you.
Right now, at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. During Ram Truck Month, new 2016 Ram, Bighorn Crew Cab 4-wheel drives are only $199 a month. Visit BigMSuperstore.com.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
The presumptive Republican nominee is receiving some mixed reaction from GOP leaders.
And Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton is coming back to the Bluegrass. Bill Bryant has more in today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. The next few weeks will be busy for Kentucky's political activists as Democrats prepare for the presidential primary and Republicans get set for the national convention. Now that Republicans know that Donald Trump is their presumptive nominee, Kentucky leaders are formulating strategy. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will support the party nominee, but he also says Donald Trump needs to focus on uniting Republicans. But Governor Matt Bevin is not ready to endorse a candidate for president at this point. point. As titular head of the party, Bevin is likely to be the one who announces Kentucky's delegate pledge at the convention in Cleveland. And State Auditor Mike Harmon will be among the delegates. He says he is starting to accept Trump as the Republican nominee.
Well, he was not my first choice. If people who know me know I was supporting Cruz, but I am going to support our nominee. I think obviously Trump early on, whether he was our nominee or not, has certainly added to the dialogue, and I think, from a standpoint, I think he will do a good job.
Harmon's comments come from Kentucky newsmakers, which will be airing this Sunday morning. Now, Kentucky Democrats hold their primary coming up May 17th. Hillary Clinton's team announced that she will be returning to Kentucky next Tuesday. The former First Lady, Senator, and Secretary of State will hold an event in Louisville. She, of course, is hoping to win Kentucky over Bernie Sanders, who campaigned in Louisville and in Lexington this week. A report out of Washington today says demand for coal continues to slide, while power companies are turning to wind turbines and solar panels. The U.S. Department of Energy says wind and solar accounted for more than 2/3 of new electric generation capacity added to the nation's grid over the last year. Education Commissioner Stephen Pruitt unveiled a new motto for the department today: "Our children, our Commonwealth." Bill Bryant, WKYT.
All you need is a smartphone and a passion for weather to be one of our WKYT weather watchers. They share real-time weather information with us, and to thank them and welcome our new weather watchers to the team, we're getting together for a screening of Twister at the Kentucky Theater for the film's 20th anniversary. Anyone interested can join us at the Kentucky Theater beginning at 7 p.m. this Tuesday. To register for free tickets, just go to WKYT.com and look for the story about WKYT weather watchers on our homepage.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
And we certainly hope to see you there next Tuesday at the Kentucky Theater in downtown Lexington. Weather-wise, going into a stormy pattern now across not only the Bluegrass states, surrounding states. It's nice to get a little break out there today. Live view, Hamburg Pavilion in the distance. Look how green everything is. Absolutely gorgeous. Courtesy of all the recent rain, 69 degrees, pushing close to 70 into parts of central and northern Kentucky. We're warmer in the north than we are the south. One of those days to where the warm air is actually coming in from northwest to southeast. Southeastern Kentucky, you've had some clouds, had a little spotty shower or two early in the day. You're stuck into the mid-60s. Hey, it's better than the low 50s of yesterday, all right? So it's baby steps. The rain into eastern Kentucky is beginning to pull on out of town. Nothing really out there to impact your evening. Warm air, though, to the west and northwest of us. Big area of high pressure is going to work its way toward the south. So as that high settles toward the south and southeast, that warm air comes at us from northern Missouri, Iowa, where it's in the mid and upper 80s, into parts of Illinois. And then a cold front that's pushing that technically will arrive on the scene as we go toward tomorrow night. Out ahead of that, we could hit 80 tomorrow with a gusty wind that really cranks up into the afternoon. And we watch the northern sky starting around 5 o'clock for the possibility of a thunderstorm or two. So your Derby days mainly dry, though boy, you got to watch out for that late day thunderstorm. Timing on that, we're walking a fine line out at Churchill Downs. Timing speeds up on the arrival of those storms. You could get a thunderstorm in there before the run for the roses. Holds off a little bit, fingers crossed that's the case, then we're scot-free. We get off scot-free without a lot of rain. Mother's Day, scattered storms around into Monday, more of the same. So your 3-day threat track is tracking that stormy pattern beginning to take hold across the Bluegrass state. Hour by hour outlook. Low 50s this evening, upper 40s to low 50s tomorrow morning. That's the surge of some warmer air. Now this particular run changed things up just a little bit. What do I mean by that? Look at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Notice how it actually has a little thunderstorm chance now from Louisville into the Frankfort, Lexington area and into northeastern Kentucky. Then we catch a bit of a break, and then we get in on those rounds of thunderstorms that just keep firing up, coming at us from Hoosier land to the northwest of us. And that stuff's going to continue right on the end of the day on Monday as we have that front that becomes stationary across the Ohio Valley. So it's a stormy setup that begins late in the day on Saturday and likely carries us into much of next week. You get these rounds of thunderstorms that can put down some very heavy rains. A strong storm or two is possible. I suspect that before next week is over, we get in on a round or two of some strong and severe thunderstorms in what has been a relatively quiet severe weather season again. We're working on 4 in a row, actually, of quiet severe weather seasons. We've talked about it before. After March 2nd of 2012, the true severe weather season around here kind of shut down. It's been shut down so far this spring again. These situations, though, as we flip from an El Nino to a La Nina, typically can give us a big burst of mid to late May severe weather across the Bluegrass State. That's what I'm worried about over the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Does that relate to the warmer temperatures?
Warmer
with those
temperatures
storms?
out in the Pacific Ocean, where it's now transitioning to the cooler waters in the equator. Yes, what goes on out there can have an indirect impact on our weather here.
Okay. Thank you, Chris.
You bet.
Police are working a collision at Redding and Tate's Creek. That's an injury crash. They're about to clear that scene. And we also have one at Georgetown now. This one just past the circle. They've upgraded that one to an injury collision as well. Drive times to Nicholasville, 12 to 15 minutes. It is slow in front of the mall right now, at least. And also heavy traffic, it looks like, outbound Winchester Road, but 64 toward Clark County looks good. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Don. Coming up, we'll go back to Churchill Downs and hear about the Derby favorite Nyquist.
And UK Athletics Director Mitch Barnhart appointed to a prestigious position with the NCAA Selection Committee. Sports is next.
A kidnapping hits the 5-0, too close to home.
That little girl's my niece.
New Hawaii 5-0. Then on Blue Bloods.
The public is angry.
That's their problem.
Actually, it's ours.
Did anybody see a shooter? Kill me like you killed that kid.
The trust between cops and the public broke down.
The season finale of Blue Bloods after a new Hawaii 5-0 tonight.
This Friday, Ashley Home Store's doors open at 4 p.m. with massive savings through midnight. For 8 hours only, take up to 30% off store-wide or get 5 years no interest. Midnight Madness, Friday only. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Step right up for something fun. For just $1, the excitement's begun. The game's called Keno, and you can play it in an alley. Or you can play it with your best friend, Sally. You can play it here or there. You could play it almost anywhere. Play with many numbers or just a few. How you play is all up to you. You can put down a little or put down a lot. So what do you say? Give Keno a shot. Just pick your numbers and hope you win, and a few minutes later, you can play it again. Now you can play Keno wherever Kentucky Lottery games are sold, fueling imagination, funding education.
Want to save energy and money? By replacing an older refrigerator or freezer, you can save hundreds of dollars on your energy costs. And we'll pick up and recycle the old one for free. Turn that old appliance into cash. To schedule your pickup, call today. Clark Energy and Bluegrass Energy, your Touchstone Energy cooperatives.
Any beverage connoisseur will tell you that real Kentucky bourbon has an excellent mouthfeel. Well, consider this, beverage connoisseur. What kind of mouth feelings would happen if Arby's made sauce with real Kentucky bourbon and put it on brown sugar bacon? How would your mouth feel about that? Your mouth feel pretty good? Arby's, we have the meats.
Get ready for Kroger's Kentucky Derby Festival, April 28th through Derby Eve, and be a part of America's greatest community festival with 9 full days of local and national act concerts, the infamous Chow Wagon, various festival events, and more. Admission is free with a 2016 Pegasus pen, $5 at your neighborhood Kroger, and $7 at events.
Hurry into Kroger for half boneless ribeye or strip steak for $7.99 a pound. And get 2 packages of strawberries for $4. Great food, low prices at Kroger.
Mother's Day is Sunday, May 8th. Come to Pandora of Lexington in the Fayette Mall.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Wild 103.9.
The madness begins at 4 p.m. this Friday at Ashley Home Store. For 8 hours only, save up to 30% off store-wide. Like this queen bed for only $349, and this sofa now $489. Friday only, 4 p.m. to midnight. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you, like WKYT on Facebook.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Run for the Rose is now 24.5 hours away, and the odds on the favorite Nyquist have improved to 2-1. Rob Bromley is at Churchill Downs and joins us now with a look at the favorite.
Well, Brian, it's as simple as this. The favorite has won the Kentucky Derby 3 years in a row. The question is, can Nyquist make it 4 straight years Saturday here at Churchill Downs? Owner Paul Redham, trainer Doug O'Neill, and jockey Mario Gutierrez won the Derby with I'll Have Another in 2012. Redham, a Canadian businessman, compares Nyquist with his Derby winner 4 years ago.
People thought, well, we were screwed with post-19, and we actually thought post-19 was good for I'll Have Another because we thought Mario would stay out of trouble. The team this week is a lot more mature than it was 4 years ago. We've been through this, and there's a quiet confidence in the group. It's not flashy, but it's, we'll speak Californian for a moment, there's a very good vibe in the barn.
That's owner Paul Redham. If Nyquist wins tomorrow, he'll have 8 straight victories in his career. At Churchill Downs, Brian, that's it from here in Louisville. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Rob. Friday is for the ladies, and that means the Kentucky Oaks, the Run for the Lilies. It is going on right now. Rachel's Valentina was the morning line favorite. We hope to give you the payouts if we're still on the air in the next couple of minutes before that race is over. Calling it a tremendous honor, UK Athletics Director Mitch Barnhart has been selected as a member of the NCAA Men's Division I Basketball Committee. The appointment is for 5 years. You will remember this past March when both Barnhart and John Calipari were not happy with the placement of Kentucky being a 4 seed in the East Regional despite outperforming other higher seeded teams. The NCAA Men's Division I Basketball Committee responsible for selecting, seeding, and bracketing the field for the entire NCAA tournament. So if UK gets a seed that they don't like, it's going to be kind of hard to complain about it from now on. That's sports. We'll be right back.